Hi, everybody. My name is Jason.
I'm Caden.
I'm Jaden.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Eli.
And we are the Yahuwah and the Torah channel. And we can't thank you guys enough for being a part of our little reading as we read the word of our Creator out in the middle of these little jungles that we are in. And for those of you who have never heard anything that we do, we are the family that loves, believes, keeps the laws, the statutes, and the commandments, the beautiful commandments that are found in the first 5 books of scriptures. In the book of Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, we have been given gold for our lives. We have been given instructions for the kingdom to come. And it is with those instructions that we are looking forward to the promises of the kingdom. We're looking forward to the promises of what scriptures tell us that is going to happen. And so with that, we welcome you guys this morning and thank you guys very much. Much love to everybody out there. Let's get to some praise and worship music.
Just lips, but actions loud. Dead faith talks, living faith moves. Yeah, sees what you choose. Faith moves me, not just talk. Truth is shown by how we walk. Words fall flat without the do. Torah lived proves faith is true. Abraham trusted and obeyed. Let comfort zones didn't delay. Faith walked first, promise came. Yeah, still works the very same. Not just talk, truth is shown by how we walk. Words fall flat without the do. Torah lived proves faith is true. Faith will speak. Faith must move. Lawless faith turned away. I never knew you. Yahushua says, not big claims, a loud display, but Torah living day by day. Faith moves feet, not just talk. Truth is shown by how we walk. Words fall flat without the do. Torah lived proves faith is true. Children rise with courage strong, living truth their whole life long. Faith in action, clean and right. Talk is faith inside. Faith moves feet, not just talk. Truth is shown how we walk. Words fall flat without the do. Torah lived proves faith is true. Faith moves feet, not just talk. Truth is shown how we walk. Words fall flat without the do. Not destroyed, not thrown away. Torah stands the same today. Yahushua said it plain. Truth remains through every age. Not abolished, not undone. Torah stands till all is done. Shamayim and earth will pass away, but Yahuwah's word will stay. Yahushua said he came, not to break but to proclaim, to fulfill and make it bright. Torah shines with holy light. Not abolished, not undone. Torah stands till all is done. Shamayim and earth will pass away, but Yahuwah's word will stay. Yeshayahu tells us true. Yahuwah's Torah will renew. Not abolished, not undone. Torah stands till all is done. Shamayim and earth will pass away. So we don't believe the lies. The truth is clear before our eyes. Man-made systems fall apart. Torah stays inside the heart. Not abolished, not undone. Torah stands till all is done. Shamayim and earth will pass away. But Yahweh's word will stay. Will stay.
All right, our final song, Taurus Forever Stands.
Torah forever stands in place. Yahuwah's truth through time and space. From Bereshit the word was given, life and truth sent down from heaven. Not for one, not for a few. Torah stands forever true. Forever and ever, generation to generation. Torah is life for every nation. Not removed, not swept away. Yahuwah's word will always stay. Devarim says at every place. Teach your children, speak His name. When you rise and when you rest, walk in Torah is the best. Forever and ever, generation to generation. Torah is life for every nation. Not removed, not swept away. Yahuwah's word will always stay. Not nailed down, not cast aside. Torah lives and will abide. Yahuwah spoke and so it is. His commands are ours to live. Forever and ever, generation to generation. Torah is life for every nation. Not removed, not swept away. Yahuwah's word will always stay. All the peoples young and old, same commands, the truth we hold. One creator, one true way. Walk in Torah every day. Forever and ever, generation to generation. Torah is life for every nation. Not removed, not swept away. Yahuwah's word will always stay. Yeah. Forever and ever, generation to generation. Torah is life for every nation. Not removed, not swept away. Yahuwah's word will always stay.
All right, beautiful family. That was from the Torah Radio Network. And if you have not heard of the Torah Radio Network, right, at this point, it is really, really taking off. It is one of these things that has been an incredible journey where we are able to bring the remnant, the kind of tools that we are looking at that, you know, the Torah Radio Network was essentially built because I was falling into the trap of, I didn't really have any music to listen to. And every bit of the music that I was listening to was, it either had ads or it had something of the sort. And it was tremendously hard to find things that were Kodesh enough that I could sit, and it was music that I enjoyed. And so the Torah Radio Network has about 10 different English genres, 11 different Spanish genres. There's a genre for kids, and it is something that if you guys have not heard of it, you have now hopefully heard of it. And Cade, will you please open us up in prayer?
Heavenly Father, we thank you once again. We thank you for your mercy and your glory to bring us back to another Shabbat, to give us a day of rest, to give us a set-apart day that you have chosen for us so many years ago and that you've set apart, predestined for any of us who are around. We thank you for this day, and we thank you for your Torah, and we thank you for your Ruach HaKodesh to guide us to this day, to open our eyes and show us that it's something we should be following, and we ask that we are counted as the chosen who you will take with you into the final days, the days of battle. We thank you for all in Yosef's name. Amen.
Okay. All right. So, guys, we're going to read over the Shema. And, this is a beautiful set of text right here. And for those who are struggling identifying with a group of people or identifying or trying to find our true identity has truly been lost and taken from us in the world that we are in. And when we're coming back to understanding what it means to have an identity, we have to understand first that the point of us having an identity is that we follow along with a set of rules, with a set of precepts, with a set of ways that are better than the world that we are living in. And these rules and these precepts, what we have been told is that they don't apply to us, that they're nailed to a cross, they're dead, that we don't need them. And we have gone through them as a family we've never stopped. That's the one thing, is when we got into keeping Torah, we've never ever stopped, and you can't stop. And that's the point of Torah, is that we are supposed to write every bit of it on our hearts, minds, and souls. And this verse that Jade is about to read right here, these sets of verses right here, this should be our motto. If we take this right here as our doctrine, and if we do what this doctrine says, this is a path for salvation. Now, when we are opposite of this, then we are serving the devil himself, because the devil himself says that all of these rules are abolished. And so if we are saying the rules are abolished, then we have to be following a wicked demon, a wicked one. And so, guys, when you are looking for this identity, there's no better identity than being called Yisrael. And we're not called Jews. We're not Jews. We're not called Christians. We're not Christians. We're called Ibrahim. Ibrahim is the correct way of saying it. It's a Hebrew name. And what that actually means is it means crossed over ones. And as all of us are walking through this journey in this life, at some point when we come into Torah keeping, we're doing the same thing that our father Avraham did, which is crossed over. And that is why he was called a Yisrael. He was called an Ibrahim, a Hebrew. And so, guys, listen up on this. This is the great Shema. Jade?
Hear, O Israel, Yahuwah Elohim, Yahuwah is one. And you shall love Yahuwah your Elohim with all your heart, and with all your being, and with all your might. And these words I am commanding you today shall be in your heart, and you shall impress them upon your children. And you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up. And shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be as flames between your eyes. And you shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates.
Okay. All right, guys. So what we're going to do real quick is I want to show you guys something that nobody else has seen as of yet. This is a brand new thing that us as Yah Scriptures has done. And what you're looking at right here is you're looking at yet another version of Yah Scriptures. And this is actually yahscriptures.online. And so it's not an app for a phone. It's an app for every device that there is out there. And we are getting ready to bring this into the regular apps that we have. So I wanted to give you guys a quick demo of what we have right here. And the cool thing about this version is that we have begun audio reading along with this. And so I wanted to give you guys a quick demo of this audio reading and what we're going to be bringing to the regular apps and to the rest of this stuff. So let's listen up for about 30 seconds and you guys can kind of see how this sounds.
Bereshith, chapter 1. In the beginning, Elohim created the Shamahim and the earth. And the earth came to be formless and empty, and darkness was on the face of the deep. And the Ruach of Elohim was moving on the face of the waters. And Elohim said, "Let light come to be." And light came to be. And Elohim saw the light, that it was good. And Elohim separated the light from the darkness. And Elohim called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, day one. And Elohim.
All right, guys. So as you guys can see, this is what this is. This is very, very exciting. Finally we have the proper words. We have the proper ways to read it, and we are burning through this. We are halfway through the book of Genesis right now, and trying to get this absolutely perfected. And we're not going to put out this reading until we believe that it is articulately correct when it comes to all of its sounding. And so this is yet another version of Yah Scriptures. In fact, this version right here is revision 2, and this is the second revision that we have. And we took out the rest of the Old English stuff that was in there. There was a lot of stragglers of Old English stuff that did not match with the rest of the format we were doing. So that has been removed, and this is literally the revision 2 that nobody has seen, but we thought we'd share it with you guys right here. All right, Miss Nicole, will you please greet our brothers and sisters and give them some shouts and some love?
All right, we have Christina, we have Danny Boy, Sue, Sarah and William, Brandy and family, Honeymoon Stitch, Brian, we have Josh, we have, I think it's Ritter Stacy, so welcome to you, new name. Curtis, haven't seen him in a while, so welcome back. Genie Out of This World. Scrolling, seeing if there's anybody else. Exposed, which is Hannah. And I think, and Sylvia. And Colleen and Mama CA.
Wow. Hey, we got Mama CA back.
Yep, now Obi Lines just popped in.
Hey, what's up, Chris? Yo, it is so good to see all of you. Good morning, everybody. We love you all truly, tremendously. This is our Shabbat as well, right? This is our reading that we look forward to, that we have, that we can literally sit amongst Yah's people and read these great scriptures. So, guys, let us get into this right now. This is the greatest things that we have ever been given, right? This is better than I don't know, what do they have? They used to have like a black MasterCard or something of the sort, or Visa, or American Express. I think it was the black card. If you had it, that means you had no credit limit. You could spend as much as you want. Well, this is far better than any of that, because these are the greatest things that we have that we can govern our lives with. And so as we are learning what we should be doing to govern our lives, this is part of this beautiful governance thing. Miss Nicole, do you have something?
I just need to say hi to 3 other people.
Oh, hi, 3 other people.
Kathy, Gail, and Sister Barb.
All right. What's
And
up,
family.
everybody? And it's hard to actually keep track of people in and around this thing. So if we miss you guys, please don't feel bad. We just didn't honestly see you. All right, so here we are, guys. These are these beautiful commandments. We're supposed to write these on our heart, mind, and soul. So for those of us who've been around this reading long enough, at some point you should probably be able to close your eyes and repeat them as they are, right? And that being said, Jay, turn on your phone. Give me the first 10. Give me everything you can give me. All the commandments you can give me right here. Don't look at your phone. You just cheated. All right, you cheated. Caden, let's do it. Somebody who didn't cheat in the system.
Bear fruit, multiply, replenish the earth, have dominion over it.
Yep. Pet the dog as you're well. That's not part of it, but go ahead. Have dominion.
Do not eat the blood.
Nope.
Walk before me, you're perfect.
Nope.
I don't know.
All right, we're off. All right, well, this is the point, is that we are supposed to be doing this. And guys, please play tear this big orange dog that's going crazy right here, everybody. Yeah, the big pumpkin. Hold on. This guy is, he's a giant baby. He's we call the cowardly lion, and he won't even go get water because he's so scared to go get water. So let us roll onto this.
So Colleen has a question.
Yeah.
She says, Shabbat Shalom family, as we gather here in this short time, is it considered a holy convocation that the Torah says we should keep?
Yeah, it's an appointed time, right? I mean, it's one of these things. Shabbat is mentioned over and over and over in scriptures, and it's an absolute convocation. The problem herein lies is that not everybody has a little assembly that we can all go and hang out with, which is part of the reason that we do this every Shabbat, and it's right in the middle of our Shabbat that we are doing this, but it's part of the holy convocation. It's part of like hanging out. It's part of celebrating the Shabbat. The Sabbath day is an appointed time. We've been given many appointed times throughout the years, but the one that we have every single week that was made for man, simply, and it's not just so that we have an entire day to worship, but it's so that we have a day off. Our bodies are recovered. Our souls are recovered. There's something about keeping a Shabbat that changes your entire dynamic. And those who are like, I like to work 24/7 and they have 2 hours off on a Sunday and they're like, and then they watch football all afternoon, right? That's not really resting. The point of a Shabbat is to rest and to get recharged into all of this. Jade, will you please take care of that dog?
We're trying.
Yeah, I know. He's being a big baby. Okay, so let's go through these guys. Jade, take care of the dog. Be fruitful.
Multiply.
Replenish the earth.
Subdue it. Have dominion over the fish, fowl, and every living thing.
The herb bearing and every tree is for food.
That's the one you missed.
Man and woman should build their own families.
Master sin.
Every living thing that lives shall be food for you.
Do not eat the blood.
Walk before me and be perfect.
Guard Yahuwah's covenant, laws, statutes, and commandments.
And guys, look at the reiteration of this. Look how big this commandment is. There is no bigger commandment anywhere in scriptures than this commandment right here. Guard Yahuwah's covenant, laws, statutes, and commandments. Reiterated over 50 times. Every male shall be circumcised at 8 days old.
You turn the command and guard the way of Yahuwah.
Remember Yahuwah's name for all generations.
Keep the Passover, Pesach.
Keep the feast of unleavened bread, festival of Matzah.
There's one Torah for the stranger and one for the Hebrew.
Sanctify all firstborn to Yahuwah.
There are no mighty ones before Yahuwah.
You shall not make graven images.
Do not bring Yahuwah's name to naught.
Keep the Sabbath day, Shabbat. And so when you look at only the first 5 books of scriptures and not the Apocrypha or any of the other books, there's a lot of reiterations here of this appointed time. And again, whether or not you can gather as an assembly, and most of us, we're scattered throughout the 4 corners of these lands, and so you're not going to go find Torah keepers. And a lot of people will jump the gun, as they say, and will jump into a group of, say, Judaistic religious system, right? And so it's probably not as bad as Christianity in terms of being completely lawless, but yet you're jumping into another set of doctrine that goes against what our scriptures say. So there's a lot to be said for all of the Torah commands and keeping them and walking them and not getting too excited about not finding the people that we can assemble with, right? And this is another good example of why technology we're using technology for the best. 25 years ago, we wouldn't be able to do this. 100 years ago, for sure, right? But now we're at a point now where we can literally, everybody on this channel, there's people from all over the world. When you look at the Torah Radio Network and the people joining in, it's literally all over the world. So, we are the remnant, and to be the remnant, we have to be different than the rest of the people who all believe they're completely saved. Taking us into honoring your parents.
Do not kill.
Do not break wedlock.
Do not steal. Do not make false accusations against your neighbor.
All right, guys, and I want you guys to go really, really slow on this because people have commented listening from the radio station that we go too fast right here, and that is a problem. All right, my big orange, get him off there, guys. Get him off, Caden. Sorry, guys, I got a big dog that is he just puked everywhere. This is a mess. Sorry, everyone. Continuing on.
Do not make false accusations against your neighbor.
Do not covet anything of your neighbors.
Do not make an altar from a rock that a tool is touched. Do not go up to the altar by the steps. If a man steals cattle, he shall restore it 5 times.
Okay, Yahuwah's laws for criminals.
Do not lie with beasts.
No sacrifices to other Elohim.
Do not oppress the stranger, fatherless, or widow.
Do not charge your brother interest.
If you borrow your neighbor's raiment, return to him before sunset.
You got it, Danny boy. This is this is our life. It started off with hairless kids, and now we got the hairy kids, and it's all the same. Once a parent, always a parent, as they say. Okay, who's that?
Brandy.
Oh, it's Brandy. I can't say. I can't see. I'm so blind, guys. Sorry, but continue on, everybody. Do not curse the ruler of your people.
Do not eat what is torn of any beast.
No false report.
Do not follow the multitude of evil.
Do not judge righteously against the poor.
Bring back your enemy's cattle if you find it going astray.
Help the animals of your enemy.
Stay away from rumors and gossipers.
Take no bribes.
Do not oppress a stranger. Love the stranger.
Give your land rest in the 7th year.
Do not mention any pagan names.
Keep the feast of Yahuwah.
Do not cook your goat in its mother's milk.
Obey the messenger Yahuwah sends before you.
Do not bow down to other Elohim.
Serve Yahuwah.
Make no covenant with other Elohim or outsiders of the land.
Do not make or use this anointing oil on a normal person. Do not make or use perfume on a normal person.
Go ahead, Jeps.
Do not eat the fat.
Do what you say you're going to do.
Return what is your neighbor's.
Obey Yahuwah's dietary laws.
When is time of separation?
Obey Yahuwah's hygiene laws.
Keep the day of atonement, Yom HaKippurim.
Do not uncover the nakedness of your family.
Do not take your woman's sister for wife.
Do not lie with a woman in her uncleanness.
You shall not sacrifice your children to Moloch.
Danny pops in. Now Danny popped in. He's got animals too. It's like the screen is so small, guys, I could barely even see this, and I refuse to wear my glasses because then I can't see anything even worse. Okay, guys, continuing on.
Do not be a sodomite.
Yeah, big thing, right?
Be Kodesh, holy.
Do not reap the corners of your field, or you shall not glean your vineyard.
Do not deal falsely or defraud your neighbor.
Do not lie or be a liar.
Pay your workers the day's wage they are due.
Do not harm the disabled.
Do not endanger your neighbor.
Do not hate your brother.
Rebuke your neighbor for his sin.
Love your neighbor as yourself.
Do not diverse your cattle.
Do not mingle your seed.
Do not mingle linen and wool.
Do not lie with a taken woman.
Do not eat of the fruit of the trees for 3 years.
Do not practice sorcery.
Do not round your beard or the corners of your head.
Do not cut yourself for the dead.
Do not get tattoos.
Do not prostitute your daughter.
Do not defile your temple.
Do not consult the medium.
Respect your elders.
Christina, I guess she doesn't have an app. Does she? If she doesn't have an app for
don't
Yah
think
Scriptures,
so.
you can download Book of Enoch. We have it all free. There's a zillion different versions of the Book of Enoch. I know you said is she the gal that says she doesn't download apps or something?
Yeah.
Okay, if you don't have room on your phone, that we also have like the Yah Scriptures as well. You can read the Book of Enoch. It's also in that YahScriptures.online. The new version of it that we have, the Book of Enoch is also there. It's not being read yet, but that'll probably be in some time in the future. Continuing on. Do not defile your temple.
Do not
Do not consult the mediums.
respect your elders.
Have correct weights and measures.
Do not walk in the manners of the nations.
Keep the feast of first fruits, Shavuot, Omer count, Pentecost.
Keep the feast of trumpets, Yom Teruah.
Keep the feasts of Sukkot, Shemini, Atzeret.
If you blaspheme the name of Yahuwah, you shall be put to death.
If you kill your neighbor's animal, you must give him another.
Repay injury for injury.
Honor the Ovel, Jubilee year.
Confess your sins to Yahuwah and repay who you have trespassed against.
The law of being a Nazir.
Wear tzitzit on the four corners of your garments.
The laws of whoever touches the corpse.
Follow Yahuwah's law of inheritance.
Torah of keeping your oath to Yahuwah.
Do not add or take away from the word.
Probably one of the most important verses in all of Scriptures, right? If we went and abided by this little commandments, yes, and Christina says the commandments are alive, they're living, right? If we would go back to this, do not add or take away from the word. The problem is most of us don't know what the word is, but that's why we should know what the word is, because we can't be tricked, we can't be led astray. And when people say things like, well, have a bite of this pig, you go, that's pig is poison. I'm not going to inject myself with poison. I'm not going to eat poison just because you say it doesn't hurt me. It's obvious when you look at the science and the people that actually get sick worldwide. There's a tremendous amount of people that get sick. And so when we're worshiping on a Sunday, we are taking away, we're adding to it, right? We're taking away the Shabbat, and then we add our own day. When we have taken the laws of our Creator and nailed them to the cross, again, we've taken away the words which say for all generations, all times, there is no expiration date, and we're replacing the laws, statutes, and commandments that we've been given for all times with a set of doctrine straight from the lips of Satan. And so we either have the right way forward, which, the Torah really means knowledge. It means way forward. You could say it's the laws, or you can say whatever it is. But if you want to call it the laws, it is the best laws that we have to follow. It's far better than the laws of this wicked world that we are under. And when we align our lives under the weight of the Torah, under the power of the Torah, it changes all of everything that we do. It changes our hearts, it changes our mind, it changes how we think, it changes how we operate our families. There's things that we wouldn't do that we used to do before we had the Torah. And the objective of the Torah is to align our lives as the creator of the universe wishes his creation to live. And when we do this, we fall into blessings. But the opposite of that is we fall into curses. And so at the expense of blessings or curses, or choosing life or choosing death, most of us, if we are intelligent, we want life. We want the blessings. You would have to be a sadist that wants curses, right? That wants the something worse. So let us begin. Let's continue on. What do we got in the chat there? Somebody's talking about Shabbat.
Christine just said Shabbat is a Saturday, and then she says, what is Shabbat?
Shabbat is the day of rest. It is the seventh day that our Creator has made, going back to Genesis 1 and Genesis 2, when our Creator created everything, and he set an example, and on the seventh day he rested. And from that day, he says he wants us to rest, basically in memory of creation, in memory of our Creator, in obedience to his ways and to his wishes. And so the day of the word of rest is Shabbat. And it's a beautiful thing. And once you start keeping Shabbat, life becomes much better. And that takes us to the next piece of this, which is guarding our souls. We are told a simple little verse about guarding our souls. And when you look at the opposite of that, that would be Christianity. The religion of Christianity absolutely does not guard your souls based on how scriptures clarifies us and tells us to guard our soul. And again, that takes us to the next commandment, which is learning to fear Yahuwah. If you do not fear the creator of the universe, then you're not going to care what he thinks. And if you don't care what he thinks, then by default, you're going to live how you want to live. You're going to become your own God. You're going to have your own ways. You'll probably take on Paul as your God and condemn those who say that Paul is talking smack. When people say that Paul is talking out of his rocker, when it comes to the actual scriptures that are in the scriptures, if you don't understand that, we need to go back to the beginning of the book and read those scriptures, because we are told for all the way, 7/8 of the way through the first little bits of the scriptures, we're told never to let these Torah commands out of our lives. They are never, ever supposed to be brought to naught. Our Creator, when we fear him, we understand that he is the one who gave us life and gave us death and told us to choose life or death. Continuing on, all these commandments are grouped together because we need to love Yahuwah with all our heart. And you can't say, I love God with all my heart, mind, and soul, but you hate his commandments. Oh, I love God, but his commandments are that's just too much. That's for some other people, right? Those are for the Jews, right? And the Jews don't even keep the commandments, right? Everybody is confused in this religious system because everybody adds to and takes away from the word. So if we want to come back to loving our Elohim with all our heart, with all our mind, with all our soul, that is shown with obedience. That is shown by us aligning our lives to the Torah. Continuing on, bind the Torah, laws upon your hand, and the frontlets between your eyes.
Write the laws upon your doorposts.
Do not tempt Yahuwah. Do what is right and good in the sight of Yahuwah.
Do not be afraid of your enemies.
Remember Yahuwah. Circumcise your heart.
Cleave to Yahuwah.
Swear by his name. Destroy graven images.
Do not make an idol of Yahuwah as the pagans do to their Elohim.
Rejoice in all Yahuwah has blessed you with.
Do not do what is right in your own eyes. Guys, look at this. This commandment right here, this is the religious system. You give me any one of the 41,000 different denominations of Christianity, and I will point to you that they have broke this commandment that is doing right in their own eyes. Because they do not keep the word of our Creator. They do not keep scriptures. They keep their own doctrine. You give me any one of the hundreds of thousands of other religious systems in the world, and compared to what the scriptures say, people are doing what is right in their own eyes. Everybody has multiple gods. Everybody has multiple days. Everybody's worshiping on the wrong days, and nobody seems to give a darn. And so we have to align our lives to what our Creator wants. And people go, well, what does he want? How do you know what the Creator wants, gentlemen?
If he wants obedience, he tells us what he wants.
He wants us. We have the Torah. We've been given scriptures that we can read, study, listen to now, and obey. Do not hearken to the words of false Nevi'im.
Do not make any baldness between your eyes for the dead.
You should not eat any abominable thing.
No piggy wiggy.
Start give to a stranger, clean for the diet itself, but you should not eat of it.
You have tithe your increase of seed year by year.
Laws at the end of the 7-year lease. Not borrow from the nations.
Do not harden your heart, nor shut your hand from the poor.
Guard month 1 of Yahuwah's calendar. Your time of year, all males shall appear before Yahuwah.
You shall make judges and officers in all your gates.
Do not plant Asherah poles near the altar. There must be 2 or 3 witnesses.
Hearken unto the prophet Yahuwah has chosen.
Private test of Deuteronomy. Do not remove your neighbor's property line.
How to deal with the false witness among Torah keepers.
First child is the double portions.
If your brother's cattle or clothes are lost, and you find them, you must return them.
A woman should not wear what pertains to a man, nor a man wear what pertains to a woman.
If you find a bird's nest with the mother and babies or eggs, take the babies and not the mother.
If you build a new house with a flat roof that is able to be lived on, you must put a railing around it. Do not be a prostitute.
Do not use dirty money.
Torah of divorce. Do not take a person's millstone for a pledge.
If you lend to your brother, do not enter his house to get your payment. He must bring it to you. Return his clothing before sunset if that was his pledge.
Do not oppress a hired servant that is poor and needy.
Every man shall be put to death for his own sin.
Do not go back to the forgotten sheep in the field, leave for the stranger, fatherless, and widow. Do not muzzle your ox when he treads out grain.
If your brother dies and has no child, you shall take his wife and name the firstborn after your brother.
At the end of 7 years, you are to read the Torah, the Feast of Tabernacles.
And let's look at that command, right? At the end of 7 years. I would like to encourage all of you guys that we don't want to wait 7 years to read the Torah, right? We don't want to wait until we have this holy convocation of Sukkot. This is something that, the Torah is something that is ongoing, right? It is something that when you get into it and start reading scriptures, if you don't have a set apart time just for the Torah, but you're off reading other stuff, I would strongly encourage that all of us set apart time for the Torah. If you're a Shabbat reader or you read in groups, make sure that you're including the Torah in everything that we are doing. The more that we read the Torah, the more that we understand the heart, mind, and soul of our Creator. And the Torah is meant not to be spoon-fed. It's meant to have the global understanding of who, what, why, and where. And that's the importance of understanding this. And so let us get into our reading as of today. And we're in Devarim 18. And before that, I saw Graham was in there. And, she was talking about family, right? And, we are family. And, the Grand is one of our precious family members that is, she's kind of on the loan. And a lot of you guys out there are. Right, a lot of you guys don't have anybody. Right, this is the celebration right here that we get as a Shabbat amongst our family. And when you look at the words of our Messiah, and he very clearly defined who our family was. Now, who did he say? What did he say our family was, gentlemen?
Those who do the will of the Father.
Yes, and what is the will of the Father?
Who obey and follow the Torah.
Yeah, if you are doing the Torah commands, then according to the kingdom rules, all of us, you, me, we are family. So congratulations to everybody sitting around, all my family, and we are dispersed among the four corners of these lands, these flat plains. We are dispersed, but yet here we are as a big family reading scripture, celebrating our Creator. And one day, I truly believe that we will be sitting in a kingdom. We will possibly be getting a seat with Moshe, possibly be hanging out with the architects of all of this. And it's going to be amazing because we're going to take this from the four corners to a civilization of what we're looking for. And we just have to give it time and make sure that we're not getting in with the rest of the world, not getting in with the nations, not jumping the gun, jumping into some religion that's going to lead us further astray, but staying with the scriptures and seeing where Yahuwah will lead us. Okay, Devarim, chapter 18. Jade, please give us a breakdown of where we're at.
So the children of Israel are currently sitting outside the promised land. Moshe is very advanced in years. He's 120 on his last year of life. And he is telling this new generation, since the old generation has passed away, and Yahuwah said that they would not enter in to the promised land because they were fearful and did not obey. Moses is now giving the commands to this new generation, and he's giving them a recap of what they did, how they got out of Egypt, the people they fought, and the laws they've gotten. And now he's telling them about the kings, and that kings, when they do announce a king in the future, they need to basically not let him have all these horses, all these wives. There's rules he has to follow. He has to write the Torah every year. This king has to be obedient to Yahuwah.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the book of Devarim is beautiful. It's exciting. It's a recap that's just incredible. Yes, the Grand is absolutely adopted, and we are adopted. So everybody that calls us family, we are thankful. We are, just truly, we appreciate what real family is after all our family gave up on us because of our choices of keeping scriptures, eating clean, not being part of the world. They decided that, they don't want us. And so we are happy to have all of you guys out there. We love you. Okay, Devarim 18. The Kohanim, the priests, the Lewites, all the tribe of Lewi have no part nor inheritance with Yisrael. They are to eat the offerings of Yahuwah made by fire and his inheritance. But among his brothers, no inheritance. Yahuwah is his inheritance as he has spoken to him. Okay, so what did that just say, gents?
So basically, they don't get land, right?
Who's they?
The Levites. The Levites. Yeah. They, out of all the other tribes, they were split into the land. There's 11 portions. The tribe of Joseph, all the other ones. And then there's these guys. They don't get a piece of land that's designated to them. They're going to be in and around, and their inheritance is working for Yahuwah. And the people will bring them the food and their donations, and the people will bring them their 10% to the Levites.
Yes.
Not the man behind a box.
So would you, if you had a choice, and I think I've asked you guys this before, if you had a choice to get land or to become a priest and to basically have this kind of workload, what would you do?
I'd like to be closer to Yahuwah, the holy person, but I wouldn't like killing the animals all the time. So.
But all the priests not everybody kills the animals, right? You would be. There's 1,000, right? Somebody's got to clean the blood off the side of this. Somebody's got to clean the blood off the floor. Somebody's got to bring the animals to and fro. I mean, there's herdsmen, there's keepers, right? You wouldn't be not every priest is going to sit there and slit the throat of an animal.
I'm sure they'll know how. I'm sure they practiced.
So back to the question: would you rather be a Levite or would you rather have land?
Probably a Levite, as long as I'm not killing.
All right, Gabe.
If I'm not from the tribe of Benjamin, then
Come on, we'll so people can hear you.
if
What's
I'm
that?
not from the tribe of Benjamin, I don't mind either way.
You don't want to be from tribe of
Yeah,
Benjamin?
as long as I'm not from there, because they all got cut off.
Yeah, they got cut off. But
So as long as we're not from there,
okay. How about you, Eli?
I don't think I'd want to be a Levite.
No, Lewite?
I don't think so.
What tribe would you want to join?
I don't know.
Or you think you're Yahuda? You think you want to go out and rage war?
I don't know.
I don't think so. Is there a set of cooks? Is there people that I cook more than ever? I think maybe that should be it. Maybe you should be a Lewite. You should do some cooking of the bread. That might be a good place.
Showbread, yeah,
Showbread, there he is.
Showbread guy.
He's a chef. All right, you guys out there, who do you guys want to be? Right? Who, you guys want land? You want to be part of the Louis, or you guys want to? Go your ways and work for a different kind of living? Okay.
Colleen says I wouldn't mind having a Levi.
What's that?
Colleen says I wouldn't mind having a Levi live with me on my land.
Oh yeah. You want the Levi living? Well, what about a husband as a Levi? Right? I mean.
Well, they have to marry inside the tribes. You're not
Right. If you're not, yeah, that's true. All right. Anybody else? Mr. Cole?
Sue says Levi.
Levite. All right. That's good. I mean, there's a lot of jobs. It's not everybody. I mean, there's not enough animals to go around. Everybody killing animals, right? So there's a tremendous amount of job to support our Creator, right? And as you can see from the scriptures, people are tearing the tents up, tearing the tents down. Right? It's kind of like a circus show for it's that same kind of format. Okay. Here we are. So Brandy, she wanted to go land. I might actually go land too. And I'd probably hang out with Yahuda. I'd probably want the first spoils of all the land that we went and got. So I think that the guys of the Warriors would probably have that. So there you go. I'm greedy. I'm an only child. Here you go. Okay, continuing on. 30. And this is the Kohan's right, priest's right from the people, from those who bring an offering, whether it is bull or sheep, they shall give to the Kohanin the shoulder and the two cheeks and the stomach, and the first fruits of your grain, and your new wine, and your oil, and the first of the fleece of your sheep you give to him. Now,
the Levites get hooked up.
The Levites get hooked up, but what do you make of the stomach? Do you think the stomach? Because this can't be the stomach like we're thinking about, because we're Boss Clan has ripped we've ripped cows up. We've killed a lot of cows. And you wouldn't want the stomach, right? There's no actually. Remember that? Remember that one guy that said we should eat the stomach? One guy took the stomach and boiled it down. We were like, no, we ain't doing that. So I don't know. I don't know if they're actually eating the stomachs or what it is. I would imagine they're not. I would imagine it's probably like the sides, maybe around the stomach. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. Okay.
Sister Barb says, I want to hang on the skirt tail of the Mashiach and learn all things.
That's good. That's good. There you go. I'd rather be a doorkeeper in your house then. Yeah, so
In olden times, there was an enzyme in stomachs that they used them as bags when they tanned properly, and the enzyme ended up making the cheese.
Well, this is incredible. Yeah, intestines are used for sausage. I know that too. I don't know so much as I would eat that. I mean, we don't have rules or regulations or anything like that. I guess it's clean, coming out of a clean animal. But I guess that's good. It would be so awesome to be at the feet of Mashiach. Yeah, absolutely. All right, continuing on. The first fruits of your grain and your new wine, your new oil, and the first of the fleece of your sheep you give to him. So again, like Jade said, the Levites get hooked up. For Yahuwah your Elohim has chosen him out of all your tribes to stand to serve in the name of Yahuwah, him and his sons forever. And then when the Luite comes from one of your gates, from where he has sojourned among all Yisrael, and shall come with all the desire of his beings to the place, Yahuwah, which chooses. That didn't sound right. Did I read that wrong? And shall come with all the desire of his beings to the place, Yahuwah, which chooses. That can't be
I
right.
think we wish Yahuwah chooses.
Yeah, so somebody check that. I think we have that in back order. I bet that's not the root. Yeah, I think we fixed that in the other one. Okay, then he shall serve the name of Yahuwah, his Elohim, like his brothers, the Luites, who are standing there before Yahuwah. They are to have portion to eat, besides what comes from the sale of his inheritance. When you come into the land which Yahuwah your Elohim has given you, do not learn to do according to the abominations of those Gentiles. This same thing goes for all of us today, guys, right? We all live in the land of the Gentiles. It doesn't matter where you're at. We live in a place that Valentine's Day is actually called Carne de Baal. It's something like that, like meat to Baal. It's literally what they have down here, right? We are living in a pagan world. And so these are all things that when you see those around you doing these things, we are called to be set apart. Set apart is not partaking in it, right? We don't dance around in the world's ceremonies. We set ourselves apart. Continuing on. 10. Let no one be found among you who makes his fire or his daughter pass, or makes his son or daughter pass through the fire, or one who practices divination, or a user of magic, or one who interprets omens, or a sorcerer, or one who conjures spells, or a medium, or a spiritualist, or one who calls up the dead. So obviously, I don't know what you guys all believe out there of all these supernatural things, but I would imagine that if we have reference to all of this stuff in scriptures, that it is absolutely real. It is absolutely something that is to be avoided at all costs. And there's a lot of stuff in here, right? There's a couple things, right? Number one, don't kill your kids. Don't pass them through the fire. If you are considering having an abortion, you are breaking this commandment, and it may not pass them through the fire, but you are absolutely chopping them up or burning them alive with acid, or you're killing your child, right? That is actually part of divination, right? That's part of magic, right? You wouldn't be in this if you didn't have a sorcerer and the people that do all these spell casts and all this other stuff, right? These are the people who destroyed the babies. Now, this didn't come from human beings. This actually came from the sons and daughters. It actually came from the Nephilim, the fallen angels. They taught men and women how to kill off their kids. And this has continued on throughout all the times. So obviously, right, if we are people of Yah, and a lot of us have made mistakes, right? A lot of us have ended up in abortion, and we can't go back, right? There's nothing we can do. All we can do is pray for repentance and hope that ignorance or something will help. But obviously, it's what people who have Yah, we value our children. Right. And, when we have commandments, the very first commandment which is bear fruit. And the second one, which even more, is multiply. when we are killing off our kids or passing them through the fire, then we're breaking several commands, including murder, including all sorts of terrible stuff. Then we have, divination, magic, sorcery, all of these things, right? When you talk about sorcery, big pharma is literally the largest sorcerers all around us. And, we live this decade, 2020 decade is one where we found out that the sorcerers of the world have full control over the world, and they forced everybody to do what they wanted them to do. And so that was something that we had never seen before in this world, at least in our time. I'm sure, back in the Spanish flu and all that, we heard there was another agenda where they went through and they killed off a whole bunch of people based upon these poisons they wanted to inject. But all these things are things that we need to keep our temples clean. We wouldn't want to do. We wouldn't want to hurt ourselves. We wouldn't want to partake of the world's sorcery. There's a tremendous amount of holistic approaches to everything, right? Nature's way. Noah, the great boatsman, had a book of herbs, had a book of all of these things that he used to have. We don't have it anymore. I wish we had it. Psyllium, this is Sister Barb's talking about psyllium. We're talking about magical mushrooms of all these different kinds. All of this stuff, when used as our Creator would want us to use, there's probably a tremendous amount of healing properties, but we don't have that. So we just got to be very, very careful with what we are doing, because the agenda I don't have to explain this, but the agenda isn't health worldwide. Every person that they heal is a customer they've lost, and so their jobs are to maintain our sickness throughout life. And so it's up to us to make sure that we're not eating GMO food and all the dyes and all the poisons and things like this, because again, this is all breaking commandments, defiling our temple, and making ourselves broken. 13, be perfect before Yahuwah your Elohim. Okay, that's a big one, right? How do we be perfect, gentlemen? And it ends with a period right there. Actually, it does. It should be a comma. Is that a comma? I can't see. Should be.
There's nothing there.
Is it on there? Oh, okay. On 13?
Yeah, there's a period.
At the end of Elohim.
Right.
But
Okay. So being perfect before Elohim is an important thing, right? Being perfect, we're going to have a hard shot at this, right? But we can adjust our scope of attempting to be perfect by having the Torah. When we walk the Torah, when we are living the Torah, then we are attempting to become loyal to our Creator. And we may not have it right, but attempting it and trying to keep it is better than not keeping it at all. Continuing on. 14. For these nations whom you are dispossessing, listen to those using magic and diviners. But as for you, Yahuwah your Elohim has not appointed such for you. Yahuwah your Elohim shall raise up for you a Navi, a prophet from me, from your midst, like me, from your midst, from your brothers. Listen to him, according to all you ask of Yahuwah your Elohim and Korev in the day of the assembly, saying, let me not hear again the voice of Yahuwah my Elohim, nor let me see this great fire anymore, lest I die. And Yahuwah said to me, what they have spoken is good. I shall raise up for them a Navi, like you, out of the midst of their brothers, and I shall put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak to them all that I command him. And it shall be, the man who does not listen to my words, which he speaks in my name, I will require it of him. But the Navi who presumes to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or who speaks in the name of other mighty ones, even that Navi shall die. Okay, rules and regulations. If you are sitting there, and we see this all over YouTube. You see it all the time. These guys that make these prophecies. In fact, this dude named Jonathan Cahn. I remember when Jonathan Cahn, and the last name is just very appropriate, because the first time I was introduced to him, he was on some news thing, and he's prophesying the end of something, and all these people were like, this is it, and it never came true. And this guy, he just continues on like nothing ever happened. But according to what scriptures are, if this guy is sitting here prophesying stuff, it does not come true. We kill him, right? We take him outside the gates and kill him. Continuing on. And it shall be, the man who does not listen to my words, which he speaks in my name, I require of him. But the Navi who presumes to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or who speaks in the name of other mighty ones, even that Navi shall die. And when you say in your heart, how do we know the word which Yahuwah has not spoken? When the Navi speaks in the name of Yahuwah, and the word is not, or comes not, that is the word which Yahuwah has not spoken, the Navi has spoken it presumptuously. Do not be afraid of him. Okay, so there we are, guys. Beautiful stuff. Instructions for life, things that, you're going to run across all these people all the time. They think they're like literally saying the word of our Creator. And you got to be careful, right? I would be scared to death to even come close to prophesying for something, because if it didn't come true, that's a death sentence. Okay, here we are, guys. Yochanan, the book of John, chapter 12. Let us get in there. Yeah, Khan is a Khan. That's what I'm saying. The name sounds very fitting, right? If you needed something that, but the people will never see it, right? You could have your last name is, something crazy, and they'll never see through it. So Jonathan Khan, he's he's one of those rich guys. He's part of the elite. He's part of teaching bad doctrine. When I did study up on him, he's just another false teacher, another false prophet, just those guys leading people astray. So let us get into this. Yochanan, chapter 12. Who's giving me a recap here, fellas? This is a big one. 50.
So in the last chapter, Yahushua got word that on his friend,
Who's Yahushua?
our Messiah, he is the one. He is.
What do they used to call him? What do they call
People
him?
know him as Jesus.
Right. And that's not his Hebrew name, guys. There were no J's in Hebrew. There's no like a God. God does not exist, right? In scriptures, there's no such word. That is a surtitle. It's like Mr. They say there's lots of gods, but they simply took a Mr. and put a capital M on it. And they said, okay, let's serve Mr. Okay, it's this Mr. here, right? But our Creator has a name, is Yahuwah, and his son, Yahushua, or say Yeshua, Yahusha. I'm not throwing rocks at anybody that stays away from the J's and gets in there, right? And, Yeshua is just another... it's like a different name of the same name. And so it's like Yahushua. If your name was Yahushua, Yeshua, somebody saying something similar, you're going to look at them far more than, screaming Jesus. Okay, continue on, Jade. Where are we at?
We are on the days of Messiah. He went and heard that one of his friends was sick, Eliezer. He didn't go see him, and then he died. And Yahushua was waiting for a miracle, but they could show him the power of Yahuwah. And he rose him from the dead. So this guy was gone for a few days. He came back, and then this was a public miracle that really freaked a lot of people out, because they had a body walk out of a tomb, and they had never seen such a thing before.
Yeah.
So this is more reason to believe that people hate Yahushua. They don't like him. They are running from him, and we just learned about the prophet that was talked about in the last chapter. It said raised up like that, and that is talking about Yahushua.
Yep.
And they did not believe him, so they will have to account for those that their unbelief.
Yep. All right, here we go, guys. Accordingly, Yahushua, 6 days before the Pesach, came to Bethaniah, where Eleazar was, who had died, whom he raised from the dead. So they made him a supper there, and Martha served, while Eleazar was one of those who sat at the table with him. Then Miriam took a liter of costly perfume of nard, anointed the feet of Yahushua, and wiped his feet with her hair. And the house was filled with the fragrance of the perfume. Then one of the Talmidim, Yehuda, from Kirioth, the Judas of Shimon, who was about to deliver him up, said, "Why was this perfume," as he hisses, "not sold for 300 pieces of silver and given to the poor?" And he said this, not because he was concerned about the poor, but because he was a thief and had the bag, and he used to take what was in it. This scoundrel, this scumbag, not only gave up our Mashiach, this traitor to humanity, but he also was a thief, stealing all their cash. And they probably didn't have a tremendous amount of cash, so this guy was literally the anti-Robin Hood. This was like Robin Hood stealing from the poor. So here we are, this scoundrel. 7. Yahushua then said, "Let her alone. She has kept this day for the day of my burial." People didn't understand it. He wasn't dead. What in the world is he even talking about? "For the poor," Messiah continues on, "for the poor you have with you always, but me you do not have always." Guys, these people didn't understand what they're saying, right? Messiah was still there. They were like, "What do you mean? Where are you going to go? You just got here. You just got established. You're just going to take over Rome. You're going to become the son of David. You're the ruler. Where in the world are you going to go?" They did not understand this. 9. Then a great crowd of the Yahudim learned that he was there, and they came, not on account of Yahushua only, but also to see Eleazar, whom he raised from the dead. So now we kind of have a freak show, right? Not only is everybody sitting there trying to find Yahushua, but then all this word spit around, and this is, you don't need the internet in these days, right? You go from town to town, person to person, and before you know it, everybody knows absolutely everything. So now people are gathering around to see this guy who raised from the dead. Yeah, and I'm sure there was no peace. The guys, people are like knocking on the door at night, trying to get sneak a peek. You know, it's like the paparazzi of that time is like, let's go look at the dead guy who's walking. And the chief Kohen resolved to kill Eleazar as well, because on account of him, many of the Yahudim went away and believed in Yahushua. And you know, here we are. We don't know as if they ever did kill him, but imagine they did kill him, right? And Messiah goes and brings him back alive again. That would be crazy, right? Didn't happen, but we're just saying Messiah could do just about anything. 12. On the next day, a great crowd who had come to the festival, when they heard that Yahushua was coming to Jerusalem, took the branches of palm trees. And this is over Pesach. This is over Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread time. Took the branches of palm trees and went out to meet him and were crying out, Hoshiana, and which means save us. Baruch, blessed is he who is coming in the name of Yahuwah, the sovereign of Yisrael. Big words here, right? They're coming in the name of Yahuwah. It is not coming as Yahuwah. This is the creator of the universe did not come in a physical form himself. He sent his son, our deliverer. 14. And Yahushua, having found a young donkey, sat on it as it had been written, do not fear, daughter of Zion. See, your sovereign is coming, sitting on the colt of a donkey. Okay, and for those who don't understand, you can't just jump on a young donkey, especially one that's never been sat on, right? And you're going to get bucked off. You're not going to jump on some animal that has not been tamed. You're not going to jump on the back of a horse. You're not going to jump back on the back of a cow. We've attempted that here in this house, jumping on the back of a cow. We had a cow when Eli was just a little baby. I had Eli go sit on top of the cow. The cow jumped up and took off with him. So that was wild. That was a wild incident. But you can't just go sit on one of these things without them bucking off. So one of the miracles, or one of these things that you see, is that this was a unridden young donkey, and it's just our Messiah was able to ride on it. 16. At first, this Talmudim did not understand this, but when Yahushua was esteemed, this is after he was dead, right? Dead and had returned. Then they remembered that this was written about him and that they had done this to him. Again, these are all these, hindsight is 2020. Nobody was able to see this. Either the hand of the creator of the universe had blocked people or something of the sort, but they couldn't put two and two together. They didn't realize that this year's Passover lamb was our Messiah himself. 18. On account of this, the crowd also met him because they heard that he had done this sign. The Pharisees then said among themselves, you see how you are getting nowhere at all? Look, the world has gone after him. And this is what a religious system can have, right? They can't have competition. And this is what Messiah Yahushua was, right? He was competition to their indoctrination. He took everything they had and ripped it to shreds. He ripped the temples apart. I mean, this was the Son of the Most High that understood the Torah and understand the ways of our Creator, and he was challenging them. He didn't let them get away with all of this madness that they had been getting away with for decades, for millennia. It's a long time. Continuing on. 20. And there were certain Yahwehnites among those coming up to the worship at the festival. These then came to Philip, who was from Bet Zaida of Galilee, and were asking him, saying, Adonai, we want to see Yahushua. Philippos came and told Andre, and in turn, Andre and Philippos told Yahushua. And Yahushua answered them, saying, the hour has come for the Ben of Adam to be esteemed. Truly, truly, I say to you, unless a grain of wheat falls into the ground and dies, it remains alone. But if it dies, it bears much fruit. Again, these are things that are they couldn't see, right? They didn't understand that his analogy right here of a piece of grain that falls to the ground, right? This is how it works, right? Every single year as a farmer, I grew up on a farm, we take piles of seeds and we spread them out, and these seeds, they literally die, and in the death of the seed breaks out a little tiny sprout, And the sprouts come to life. The sprout doesn't sprout unless you know how to sprout them, like in water or something of the sort. But they don't sprout on their own. They don't do that. The seed literally has to die. And so our Messiah is saying that he has to die. He has to fall to the ground and die for his fruit to become what it is and what it was. He who loves his life shall lose it, and he who hates his life in this world shall preserve it for everlasting Kai. Big stuff, right? Don't conform to this world. We don't care about this world. We don't care about a pound of flesh when it comes to our soul. We care about that we're guarding our soul, not doing what we see is right in our own eyes, and that we are waiting for this everlasting life. If you're sitting here injecting yourself with poisons and things in your arm trying to stay alive, when our Creator has given us the abilities to do all of this ourselves, if we are falling into the sorcerers and all of this kind of stuff, because we're scared to die. Guys, this life is not the destination, it's the journey. This journey is what we need to do to get to the destination, and the last breath in this world is the next step. And so we don't need to be scared to get to this point. Remember the song back in the days, Don't Fear the Reaper, by the Satanist group, right? Same thing, right? We are not to fear the Reaper if we are keeping Torah. If Torah is in our world, if it's in our doctrine, if it's our life, there's nothing to fear. It's moving from one place to the next. 26, if anyone serves me, let him follow me. And where I am, there my servant also shall be. If anyone serves me, the Father shall value him. Now I myself am troubled. And what shall I say? Father, save me from this hour. But for this reason, I came to this hour. Big stuff, right? This is the Son of the Most High, right? Talking to his Father. The Trinitarians roll over in their proverbial grave as you are sitting here trying to ask yourself, why does our Messiah contact his Father as if he was an individual, if he wasn't the same? Why would he say to himself, I think I'm going to save myself from this hour, or I should probably save myself from this hour? Why does he plead to his Father, but then he puts it to the end, but for this reason, I came to this hour, right? This is his destiny being fulfilled, but if he can be saved from it, Father, please, is what he's begging me, save me. 28. Father, esteem. Yeah, Blue Oyster Cult sung that satanic song. There's actually a cult in that name. Yeah, Blue Oyster Cult. That's the name of their group. 28. I don't think there's a single group that's ever come out from back in the days to right now, including Amy Grant, including all of these other people that say they're Christians, Toby Mac, they're all Satanists. When you look at every single one of these things that they do, Toby Mac's albums all have all-seeing eyes, Illuminati crap everywhere, everybody's serving Satan, flipping up their all-seeing eyes, tossing up their devil's horns. I don't think that, I've never found anybody, right? You cannot make it on TV, and you cannot make it in Helly Weird unless you have sold your soul. You're not going to make it on the Illuminati stage. You're not going to make it to the NFL halftime satanic shows unless you are sold out, compromised, and part of it. And that is one of the reasons that we built the Torah Radio Network, because who should the remnant be listening to? Who do we have, right? We don't have a large group of stuff. And so this was, a gift from the Creator to all of us that we can get down and sing verses versus singing satanic stuff. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse. Now, that's a funny verse, because the modern day little fellas that hang out in that little country over, that one thing we can't even mention anymore. They have that little itty bitty tiny hats they wear. Those guys, that's their motto of today, right? And this is what the Christians say. They're like, well, if I bless Israel, I'll be blessed. And so you have all these Christian churches that have been completely hoaxed, and they're all backing an incredibly vile regime, a vile regime that is not in Torah. Somebody that you wouldn't want to be part of that regime, right? I mean, there's too many rules, regulations. They break Deuteronomy 4:2, adding to and taking away. And so when you see that verse, I will bless those who bless you and curse you. I believe that's true. If you are a Torah keeper, I believe that your enemies will be held at bay to a certain degree. But as far as blessing, a little modern day state of Israel that was put together by the cabal, it's not really a thing. Even if you disagree with them, the Bible's not very clear about speaking against a Jew. If you disagree with them, it doesn't say anything about that. If you disagree with a Jew, show me a single scripture that says if I disagree with a Jew. Send me one. Put it in the chat. I would love to absolutely hear a single verse that says, if I disagree with a Jew. Because when you say the word Jew, you are talking about the fourth son of Yaakov, right? You're talking about one single tribe. So no, there's no scriptures anywhere in that. So don't get falling into anything like that at all. Anything else? It is very clear where. Show me a place. Show me a single place. I don't see. Yeah, a Jew is not a Yehudi. Yeah, a Jew is not an Abraham, right? So continuing on, unfortunately, I don't know who that was actually saying that, but that is not true at all. So don't get hoaxed. And that's the problem with modern day Christianity is they will have you on your knees to a religious system that's waging war on the entire world. Yeah, it is. It's Sister Barb knows. So we've gotten in the weeds. Let's go. 28. Father, esteem your name. Again, this is Messiah. Then a voice from the Shamayim. I have esteemed it and shall esteem it again. So the crowd who stood by and heard it were saying, there had been a thunder. Others said, a messenger has spoken to him. Yahushua answered and said, this voice did not come because of me, but for your sake. What do we got? Do we need to silence some stuff?
It's in Zechariah 2:8. For this is what, and it has Lord, which is Lord is satanic. So
Let me look up Zechariah 2.
All right, look that up real quick. And then,
2:8.
yeah, so I don't want to lead people astray. So there's not a single word in there that guy says you need to bow down to the Jews.
For thus said Yahuwah of hosts, for the sake of his esteem, he sent me to the Gentiles, which plunder you, for he who touches you touched the apple of my eye.
That says absolutely nothing in there.
couple of his eyes.
Zechariah
Israel,
2:8.
exactly not.
Yeah, so that didn't say anything about that. All right, so if there's any more I don't want to get into an argument on Shabbat, so let's just silence any of that. That's not true. So let's just roll into this. Yeah, we have a lot of very astute folks in our chat. Sister Barb, I love you, sis. Thank you. Rick, thank you. Everybody that's always like the grand. I love you all. Hey, let's just do a default. I love you all. Thank you guys for being a part of this and for listening. And, let's just keep scriptures, right? That's the thing about the world we live into is everybody's indoctrinated. We were indoctrinated, right? I mean, we came in, I thought pigs were clean. I mean, we were the greatest Gentiles around. And then we started reading the scriptures. And, sis that's out there that thinks that there's something somewhere in scriptures, I don't want to sound bad, but we wrote the Bible over and over and over and over, and I'm still rewriting the Bible. We type it up, we paste it, we cut, we read it, we listen to it, like literally all day long. From the front of the book, there's nearly 4 million words in this, and there's like 3.45 million words. We have gone over this over and over and over and over. There's no place in scriptures anywhere that says we can't argue with a Jew or that we have to listen to the Jews or anything of the sort, right? It doesn't exist. All right, here we are. Let's bust a move, everybody. So the crowd who stood by and heard it were saying, there had been thunder. Others said, a messenger has spoken to him. Yahushua answered and said, this voice did not come because of me, but for your sake. Now is the judgment of this world. Now the ruler of this world shall be cast out. That's a big statement right there, gentlemen. What did Messiah just say right there?
The ruler of the world should be cast out.
Who's the ruler of this world?
That is Satan, loose for the devil.
Yeah, that woolly lion, the ones roaming about trying to kill. What you got?
Yeah.
Nothing else? Okay, yeah, and so that is it. And Messiah says, the judgment of this world, now the ruler of this world shall be cast out. That's incredible, right? This is our Messiah breaking the hold of the devil. And I, if I am lifted up from the earth, shall draw all unto myself. This he said, signifying by what death he was about to die. We have heard out of the Torah that Hamashiach remains forever. And how do you say the bin, the son of Adam, has to be lifted up? Who is this bin of Adam? Yahushua therefore said to them, yet a little while the light is with you. Walk while you have the light, lest darkness overtake you. And he who walks in darkness does not know where he is going. While you have the light, believe in the light, so that you become sons of light. These Yahushua spoke and went off and was hidden from them. But though he had done so many signs before them, they did not believe in him. That the word of Yeshayahu the Nabai might be filled which he spoke, Yahuwah, who has believed our report, and to whom has the arm of Yahuwah been revealed. Because of this, they were unable to believe, because again, Yeshayahu said, he has blinded their eyes and hardened their hearts so that they should not see with their eyes and understand with their heart and turn, and I should heal them. Yeshayahu said to them when he saw his esteem and spoke of him, still, even among the rulers, many believed in him, but because of the Pharisees, they did not confess, lest they should be put out of the congregation, for they love the praise of men more than the praise of Elohim. Hardcore stuff right here, right? What about the Christians, right? How often have you guys ministered to the Christians and they will attack you? They will blow you. They will just, they will get you, right? This is one of these things that they love the praise of their fellow people, right? They love to hang out with those celebrating Christmas. The pagan, they say misery loves company, and that same misery is living in sin. And that same misery absolutely loves company, and they want to bring everybody with them. And it's the creed of the devil, right? Bring as many as you can. That's why you have these Christian youth groups. That's why you have all of these Christian things. You have all of these satanic missionaries of the Christian church that go out worldwide, and all of these poor people worldwide think they're saved because somehow this Christian told them to say a prayer, and they can live this lawless, Yahuwah-less life and still be saved, right? That is the sickness of the Christian religion. Continuing on, 44. Then Yahushua cried out and said, he who believes in me believes not in me, but in him who sent me. Okay, well, here's the problem right here for the Trinitarians that fall on their swords every time they see this. He who believes in me believes not in me, but in him who sent me. If Messiah was his dad, this statement would be absolutely insane, right? You would be living in some sort of insanity where it's an oxymoron. How could you be this, right? This has to be the son who's claiming that he has a father. This is the only explanation that you can get from this verse. And there's thousands of verses throughout scriptures which clearly identify the Father and the Son. So as we get mixed into these doctrines of men and these satanic doctrines that have plagued our society for hundreds of years, we must very much understand that Messiah himself clearly says he's not Yahuwah. Continuing on, 46. I have come as a light into the world so that no one who believes in me should stay in darkness. And if anyone hears my words but does not watch over them, I do not judge him. For I did not come to judge the world, but to save the world. He who rejects me and does not receive my words has one who judges him. The word that I have spoken shall judge him in the last day. What word did Messiah Yahushua speak?
Torah.
The Torah. There's only one word, guys. Messiah's word is the same word that we were given. It's the same word that we have in the first 5 books of scriptures. Messiah does not change this. So the word, the Torah, is what is going to judge all of us on the day of judgment. Messiah is not going to judge us. He might be able to vindicate us. He might be able to get us off. But as far as being the judge, it'll be the Torah that we are judged by. So if you do not like living under the Torah, please understand you will be judged by the Torah, which may make you hate the Torah even more, or may make you hate yourself for being so foolish that you didn't give the Torah precedence in your world. Continuing on. I have come as a light into this world so that no one who believes in me should stay in darkness. And if anyone hears my word but does not watch over them, I do not judge him, for I did not come to judge the world, but to save the world. He who rejects me and does not receive my words has one who judges him. The word that I've spoken shall judge him in the last day, because I spoke not from myself, but the Father who sent me has given me a command that I should say and what I should speak. Continuing on here in 1 second. Just got to wait for the chat to pop off there real quick. And I know that his command is everlasting kai, everlasting life. Therefore, whatever I speak, as the Father has said to me, so I speak. Guys, keywords, right? Father said to me, I said to the Father, all of these things, right? It's very, very important that we get the deity of our Creator and his Son correct through all of this. All right, everybody. Danny boy, thank you. Thank you, Jace. I was caught up in the doctrines of demons for many years. Torah life for the rest of my life. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Torah life. You know, when you're looking at, I've talked about this, right? Looking at the real cool kids club, and right now the cool kids club is hard to identify when you're looking at the lens through the world, right? Because the cool kids club is all of this satanic mumbo jumbo, all of these satanic music industry, movie industry, all of this. It's just mumbo jumbo. It's all garbage. And when you look at the real path and how many people are actually on this real path, that becomes the cool kids club. So everybody, we love you guys. Thank you very, very, very much. Jade, will you please bless our brothers and sisters?
Jehovah rock you and guard you. Jehovah make his face shine upon you and shall favor you. He will lift his face upon you and give you peace.
Yeah, absolutely. Rick says it right. Hard to unlearn than to learn. Absolutely. And that's the hardest thing is, right? People in religious systems, you know, you write a religion on your heart and you're unwilling to actually read the scriptures and see if it makes any sense. All right, guys, we got three worship songs on the way out. Malachi 3, Devarim 6, and Yehuda 1. So we love you very much. Enjoy the music. Thank you so much.
Prepare the road, clear the way. Yahuwah's truth is here to stay. Refined by fire, clean and true. Torah hearts come through. Malachi spoke the day drew near. Messenger sent, truth made clear. Who can stand when he appears? Only hearts refined from fear. Prepare the road, clear the way. Yahuwah's truth is here to stay. Refined by fire, clean and true. Torah hearts are coming through. Fire tests, soul makes clean. Purified hearts are what we see. Not fake words or stolen praise. Righteous deeds ignite the flame. Prepare the road, clear the way. Yahuwah's truth is here to stay. Refined by fire, clean and true. Torah hearts are coming through. Rabbi is more than gold. Withholding truth, your life was told. Return to Torah, walk it right. Windows open, blessings light. Prepare the road, clear the way. Yahuwah's truth is here to stay. Refined by fire, clean and true. Torah hearts are coming through. Prepare the road, clear the way. Yahuwah's truth is here to stay. Refined by fire, clean and true. Torah hearts are coming through. Children stand without delay. Obedience is not yesterday. Prepare the way with faithful feet. Torah lives complete, complete. Prepare the road, clear the way. Yahuwah's truth is here to stay. Refined by fire, clean and true. Torah hearts are coming through. Hey. Hear the word and do the word, not just sound you always heard. Life and fire, truth pursue. Yahuwah said, hear and do. Shema Israel, hear it clear. Love Yahuwah, hold him near. Heart, soul, strength, all alive. Staying warm, blood required. Truth stay quiet, feel inspired. We speak Torah, stand upright, even when they hate the light. Hear the word and do the word, not just sound you've always heard. Life and fire, truth pursued, Yahuwah said, hear and do. Children learn by walking straight, not delay, not hesitate. Hear his voice and walk it through. That's what faithful children do. Hear the word and do the word, not just sound you've always heard. Yahuwah said, hear the word and do the word, not just sound you've always heard. Yahuwah said, hear.
All right, final song, everybody.
Content strong, don't let go. Faith once given still must grow. Truth defended, not remade. Torah stand. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Faith delivered once for all. Now rewritten standards fall. False voices creeping slow. Torah truth exposes the show. Content strong, don't let go. Faith once given still must grow. Truth defended, not remade. Torah stand. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Lawless twist where grace should be. Turn it into license free. Yahuwah is not deceived. Obedience is what he sees. Content strong, don't let go. Faith once given still must grow. Truth defended, not remade. Torah stand. I'm not afraid. Build yourselves in faith and sin. Pray and ruach to persevere. Keep God's love before your eyes. Truth alive, never compromise. Content strong, don't let go. Faith once given still must grow. Truth defended, not remade. Torah stands unafraid. Content strong, don't let go. Faith once given still must grow. Truth defended, not remade. Torah stands. Content strong, don't let go. Faith once given still must grow. Truth defended, not remade. Torah stands. I'm not afraid.
All right, beautiful family. May Yahuwah bless you and keep you. May his light forever shine upon you. May Messiah Yahushua always be a part of your life. And may we all high five and hug each other in the kingdom to come as true family members who've been loyal and obedient to our Creator. We love you all. Shabbat Shalom.